Prince William can strip Camilla of her title. The moment he becomes king, William gains sole authority over each royal title in Britain. No act of parliament required, no council approval, no one can override him. Constitutional scholars at University College London confirmed it. The palace's own charter supports it. One signature. That's all it takes. But removing titles is just one of 30 extraordinary powers William inherits the moment the crown touches his head. Legal analysts have documented powers most people don't even know exist. Number 11 is the one that would make Diana proud. When you hear what William can legally do to protect his mother's legacy, you'll understand why insiders say he's been waiting for this moment. And number 24? That's the power that could reshape the entire monarchy overnight. The one that has certain royals very, very nervous. Let's start with the titles. Number 1. Strip royal titles, including Camilla's. Here's what most people don't realize. The monarch doesn't need anyone's permission to remove a royal title. Not Parliament, not the Privy Council, not a single advisor or committee. It's called a royal warrant, a piece of paper with the king's signature, and the title is gone. Vanished. Like it never existed. And we're not talking theory. In October 2025, King Charles did exactly this to his own brother, Prince Andrew, stripped, removed from the roll of peerages entirely. He's now just Andrew Mountbatten Windsor. The Institute for Government documented the process. UCL's Constitution Unit confirmed the legal basis. One signature, one afternoon, done. Charles did this to the brother he grew up with, stood beside at state events for 50 years. If Charles, the man who avoids confrontation like it's a disease, had the stomach to strip Andrew's title, imagine what William could do when his moment comes. Diana's son doesn't owe Camilla a single thing, and he has a very, very long memory. Number 2, sovereign immunity, above the law. Now here's where it gets uncomfortable. The Crown Proceedings Act of 1947 gives the monarch complete legal immunity. William cannot be arrested, cannot be sued, cannot be prosecuted under civil or criminal law. No court of any kind can touch him. Time magazine confirmed the full scope of this in April 2023. I know what you're thinking. That sounds dangerous. But stay with me. The same legal shield that protected the people who failed Diana, the same immunity that kept certain people comfortable while Diana was hung out to dry, William inherits all of it. But this time, it doesn't protect the people who hurt his mother. This time, it protects Diana's son, the boy who walked behind that coffin at 11 years old, the man who never forgot what they did to her and never will. Number 3, appoint and dismiss the Prime Minister. William formally appoints whoever becomes Prime Minister. The House of Commons Library confirmed this in February 2025. Document CBP 9877, if you want to look it up. The monarch appoints whoever commands the House of Commons. And here's the part most people miss. If a Prime Minister refuses to resign when they've clearly lost confidence, William can dismiss them. No debate, no appeal. Diana's son hires and fires the leader of Britain. Number 4, dissolve Parliament. Call elections. The Dissolution and Calling of Parliament Act of 2022 restored something massive. William can dissolve Parliament entirely, call a general election, shut the whole thing down and force the country to start fresh. This power was stripped away years ago. People thought it was gone for good, and they brought it back. It's sitting right there in the statute books, waiting for the next king to use it. But that's nothing compared to what comes next. Number 5, grant royal assent. No law without his signature. No law in Britain becomes law without the monarch's signature. Full stop. It's called royal assent. And the last time a monarch refused to sign, 1708, Queen Anne, over 300 years ago. But here's what matters. The power was never repealed. Nobody in 3 centuries passed a law saying the monarch can't refuse. It's sitting there, dormant. like a loaded weapon in a glass case, and the key will be in William's pocket. Number 6, prorogue Parliament. Send them home. William can prorogue Parliament, end a parliamentary session entirely, and send each MP home, clear the chamber, reset the agenda. The Supreme Court ruled in the Miller case in 2019 that prorogation can't be used to frustrate Parliament. Fair enough, but the power itself? Still legal, still on the books, still waiting for William to use it when the moment calls for it. 6 powers deep, and we haven't touched the military yet. You ready for this? Number 7, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces. William becomes Commander-in-Chief of the Royal Navy, the British Army, and the Royal Air Force. Every soldier, sailor, and pilot swears a personal oath, not to the government, not to the Prime Minister, not to the flag, to William. By name, personally. The Constitution Society published the full scope. Diana's son, the boy the palace tried to mold into obedient silence, commands one of the most powerful militaries on the planet. That's not ceremonial, that's real. Number 8, declare war, deploy troops anywhere. Under the royal prerogative, William holds the power to declare war, deploy British troops anywhere in the world, anywhere. For any reason the Crown deems necessary, the House of Commons Library confirms it without ambiguity. The child they thought they could control and shape into silent compliance will have the authority to send armies across oceans. Diana's son, with the full weight of the British military behind each decision he makes. Number 9, grant royal pardons. Pay close attention to this one, because it shows you the sheer weight this crown carries. William can pardon any convicted person in Britain, any crime, any sentence, wiped clean. In 2013, this exact power was used to pardon Alan Turing posthumously, the genius who cracked the Enigma code and helped win the Second World War, but was prosecuted for being gay. Decades of injustice, corrected by one royal pardon, one signature. That's the kind of authority we're dealing with. Number 10, create life peers. Fill the House of Lords. William can create life peers. People who sit in the House of Lords and directly shape the laws of the country. Done on the PM's advice by convention, but the constitutional authority belongs to the monarch. William signs the paper. William makes it real. He decides who gets a permanent voice in the upper chamber of British government, and who never will. 10 powers down, and we still haven't reached the one that'll make your heart stop. Number 11, control the crown jewels. Who wears Diana's tiara? This is the one I told you about, the one that would make Diana proud. The monarch has absolute control over the crown jewels and the entire royal jewelry collection. Every tiara, each necklace, each brooch and ring and sapphire, the Royal Collection Trust confirms it. William, and only William, decides who wears what. The Spencer tiara, Diana's family tiara, the one she wore walking down the aisle of St. Paul's Cathedral on July 29, 1981, 19 years old, the whole world watching. She looked like everything a princess was supposed to be. Catherine has already worn the lover's knot tiara, Diana's absolute favorite. And that didn't happen by accident. William chose that. He made sure his wife wore his mother's tiara, deliberately, publicly, beautifully. When William becomes king, he controls Diana's entire jewelry legacy. Catherine continues wearing Diana's pieces. Princess Charlotte, Diana's granddaughter, the little girl who'll never meet her grandmother, inherits them one day, and William decides who never touches them again. Diana's tiaras, Diana's chokers, Diana's sapphire engagement ring, all ready on Catherine's finger, all protected, all honored, all kept in the family Diana should have grown old in. 27 years after they took everything, Diana's own son makes sure her legacy lives forever. Through Catherine, through Charlotte, through each jewel Camilla will never wear again. That's number 11. And honestly, my favorite on this entire list, we're building toward number 24. the power that has certain royals very, very nervous. These next ones lay the groundwork. Number 12, Supreme Governor of the Church of England. William becomes head of the Church of England, the Supreme Governor. Sit with that for a second. The same church that treated Diana like she was the problem in her marriage. The same institution that looked the other way while Charles carried on his affair. The same church that bent over backwards to accommodate Charles and Camilla's wedding. After everything they'd done to Diana, William leads it now. He's in charge of the whole thing, and the irony, the absolute irony, is devastating. Number 13, appoint archbishops and bishops. Each senior clergy member in the Church of England, William appoints them. The archbishops, the bishops, the people who will speak at future royal weddings, funerals, and coronations. William picks them all. The boy who knelt at his mother's funeral, 11 years old, heartbreaking in front of the whole world, he decides who stands behind that altar for generations to come. Now these next few might surprise you. Some are ancient, some are downright bizarre. Each one is legally binding. Number 14, travel without a passport. Each British passport is issued in the monarch's name, which means William literally can't issue one to himself. Catherine still needs a passport. George, Charlotte, and Louis all need passports to cross a border, not William. He walks through each customs checkpoint on Earth on the authority of his own crown. No stamps, no checks, no queues, no forms. Each officer in each airport in each country steps aside. The doors open automatically for the King of England. Number 15, drive without a license. All UK driving licenses carry the monarch's authority. William can't grant one to himself, so he drives without one. Legally, he doesn't need it. Time magazine and the Mirror both confirm this. While the rest of Britain renews their license, fills out forms, and worries about penalty points, the King of England simply gets behind the wheel. No paperwork, no tests, no restrictions. The law doesn't apply to the person who is the law. Number 16, exempt from all taxes. Under the Sovereign Grant Act of 2011, William owes nothing. No income tax, no capital gains, no inheritance tax, zero. Charles pays voluntarily right now. And that word voluntarily is doing an enormous amount of heavy lifting in that sentence. It's a choice, a gesture of goodwill. It has never, not once in history, been a legal requirement. William can follow that tradition, or he can keep each penny, entirely up to him. Number 17, own all swans in England and Wales. This one's genuinely wild. William will own approximately 32,000 unmarked mute swans across England and Wales, each one of them his personal property. He'll oversee something called swan upping, an annual census on the River Thames where officials in ceremonial uniforms row up the river, catching and tagging the royal swans. This tradition has been running since the 12th century, nearly 900 years of royal bird counting. I couldn't make it up if I tried. Number 18, own all whales and dolphins in British waters. Under a statute from 1324, 700 years ago, each whale, dolphin, porpoise, and sturgeon in British waters is legally classified as royal fish, property of the Crown, claimed under the Prerogativa Regis, one of the oldest laws still technically in force anywhere in Europe. 7 centuries of kings and queens have held this right, and soon these creatures will technically belong to Diana's son, ancient power, modern king. Number 19, personally appoint Knights of the Garter. Now this is where it gets deeply personal. No government input, no ministerial advice, no committee, no oversight of any kind. Pure sovereign discretion. The Order of the Garter. Founded in 1348 during the reign of Edward III. Limited to 24 living members. Britain's most prestigious knighthood. Arguably the most prestigious in the world. And since 1946, this has been entirely the monarch's personal choice. No prime minister gets a say. No advisor can challenge it. William decides who receives this honor, and he decides who is deliberately, permanently left out. Number 20. Personally appoint Knights of the Thistle, Scotland's highest honor, the Order of the Thistle, limited to just 16 members at any time. William's personal gift alone. No government involvement, no advisory panel, no outside influence of any kind. Scotland's most distinguished recognition, handed out at the sole discretion of Diana's son. 16 seats at the table. William fills them with whoever he believes has earned it, and leaves them empty for everyone he decides hasn't. Number 21. Bestow the Royal Victorian Order. This one recognizes personal service to the monarch, entirely at William's discretion. No government advice required, no ministerial input whatsoever. William rewards the people who've served him with genuine loyalty and real devotion. And he decides who only pretended, who smiled to his face while serving someone else's interests behind his back. William notices everything. William remembers everything. And William alone decides who gets recognized and who gets absolutely nothing. Number 22. Appoint members of the Order of Merit, limited to 24 living members. Celebrates the most extraordinary achievement in British life, the sole gift of the sovereign. No one else can award it. 4 personal honors in total: Garter, Thistle, Victorian Order, Order of Merit. 4 ways to reward genuine devotion, and 4 ways to make absolutely certain that certain people are never recognized. Not now, not ever. Remember the power I said has certain royals very nervous? We're almost there. And when you understand how it actually works, you'll see why it's the most dangerous power on this entire list. Number 23. Approve royal marriages. First 6 in line. Under the Succession to the Crown Act of 2013, the first 6 people in line to the throne need William's written, formal consent to marry. If he says no, they're disqualified from the line of succession entirely, gone. No appeal, no workaround, no going above his head. William controls who joins this family, who stands on that balcony, who carries the royal name forward. Each engagement, each proposed royal marriage, William holds absolute veto power. Diana's son decides who's worthy, and nobody on this planet can overrule him. Number 24. Refuse king's consent. Block legislation. Here it is, the one I've been building toward, the power that could reshape the monarchy overnight. It's called king's consent, and most people, even dedicated royal watchers, have never heard of it. Certain bills that affect royal interests, property, prerogatives, anything touching the monarchy's structure or finances, require the king's personal consent before Parliament can even debate them. Not vote, debate. If the king refuses consent, the bill dies. No discussion, no amendments, no second reading, gone with a single word. This isn't theory. In 1999, Queen Elizabeth refused consent for the military action against Iraq bill. Parliament never debated it. In 1988 and 1990, consent was refused for bills affecting palace procedures. Same result. Gov.uk published the guidelines in November 2022. The Guardian investigated, documented, verified, and very much alive. So what happens when William holds this power? Any legislation threatening Diana's legacy? Blocked. Any bill securing protections for people William believes don't deserve them? Dead on arrival. Any law cementing privileges William never agreed to? Gone before a single MP opens their mouth. This is the power. Every deal made behind closed doors, each protection quietly arranged, each cozy guarantee someone thought was permanent. It all depends on the king's consent. And when that king is Diana's son, that consent isn't guaranteed anymore, not for everyone. Number 25, chair the Privy Council. And it keeps building. William chairs the Privy Council, monthly meetings where orders in council are approved. These are executive decisions that bypass Parliament entirely. No debate, no public vote, No media scrutiny. Just the king and his most senior advisors making decisions that carry the full force of British law. Quietly, decisively, behind closed doors. The kind of power most people don't even realize exists until they feel its effects. Number 26, receive the Duchy of Lancaster income. The financial muscle behind everything on this list. William inherits a private estate of 45,550 acres, worth £652.8 million. Annual income, roughly £24 million each year. Tax exempt. CNBC verified the figures. This isn't taxpayer money. Nobody voted on it. Nobody approved it. This is William's personal fortune, his war chest, his power base, his ability to fund whatever he believes needs doing without asking a single person for permission. Number 27, negotiate international treaties. William can negotiate treaties, trade agreements, military alliances, and diplomatic arrangements with each country on the planet. The monarch's prerogative power over foreign affairs puts Diana's son on the world stage, sitting across the table from presidents and prime ministers representing Britain to each nation on earth. The boy who grew up in the shadow of grief becomes the face Britain shows the world, and each leader who shakes his hand will know whose son they're dealing with. Number 28, exempt from freedom of information. Here's one that palace insiders rarely discuss publicly. The royal household is completely exempt from freedom of information requests. William's private communications, his strategic decisions, his plans for this family's future, all shielded from public view. Whatever conversations William is having right now about what changes when he takes the throne, whatever strategies he's quietly putting in place, nobody sees them. Not the press, not Parliament, not the tabloids, nobody, until he decides the time is right. Number 29, 2 official birthdays, a lighter one before the big finish. William gets 2 official birthdays, his real one in June and a second public celebration for trooping the color, one private, one with the full pageantry of the British military marching in his honor. Because when you're king, even the calendar bends around you. But number 30, this is the one I want to leave you with. And honestly, it's the reason I made this video. Number 30, deliver the king's speech. William will deliver the king's speech. Every year at the state opening of Parliament, the monarch sits on the throne and addresses the entire nation. The government's full legislative program, spoken in the king's voice, from the sovereign's throne, in front of Parliament, the lords, the judges, the cameras, and the watching world. Diana's son, the little boy who stood in front of 1 billion people at his mother's funeral, 11 years old, tiny suit, white envelope resting on that coffin, one word in a child's handwriting, Mummy. Everyone saw it. Everyone remembers. That image will never go away. That boy grows up, survives everything they threw at him, the grief, the silence, the expectation he'd fall in line. That boy takes the throne of England, and that boy, Diana's boy, gets the final word after the lies, after the betrayals, after 27 years of watching the woman who helped destroy his mother's marriage sit in his mother's place. William will sit on that throne, and each person on earth will listen to Diana's son speak. 30 powers. From stripping titles with a single signature, to commanding the military, to protecting Diana's jewels, to killing any law with one word. This isn't a ceremonial crown. This is a son inheriting each tool he needs to finish what his mother started. And while William quietly prepares for that moment, Camilla's world is already crumbling. Because even the famous faces she's desperate to impress are refusing to stand beside her. Click here to discover 20 celebrities who flat out refused to meet Camilla and why their reasons left the palace scrambling for damage control.